Right, you've got a brand new site and you need SEO done for it. There's many steps, you know how important SEO is. Where do you even start? Like and subscribe. Yeah, like down there, subscribe down there. Just like and subscribe, leave a comment, leave a question, get in touch, right? Let's get on with the video. So this video is going to be going through some key fundamentals that you can be doing step by step for your website. Now, these are the things that I do for my clients and for any new website I set up. So there's going to be tons of useful information here, so get a notepad and let's get started. Right, so the first thing is, step number one, we need to make sure our website's being crawled. Google needs to know that your website's out there and it needs to know that it exists. So it's all good enough getting a domain name set up, it's all good enough having a website, but you need to let Google know that it's there. So fundamentally, Google will crawl your website in a few months' time or in a year's time, but if it's a brand new website and it's not getting traffic, you need to be telling Google to do this before sort of people are getting onto your site in the first place. So what's the best way to do this? We need to create an XML sitemap. So if you click this link up here, it'll take you to a video where I go through the process in a little bit more detail of how to create this XML sitemap. But essentially what you're doing is it's going to be a piece of code that's generated online and you just put it into Google Search Console. Once you input this sitemap into Google Search Console, Google's going to know exactly what pages your website has and where and what to do with them. Okay, so it's going to allow your website to get onto Google in the first place. Right, step two, we're going to be looking at Facebook, Instagram and Google My Business. I want you to go ahead and create a page on each of these three platforms. So Facebook's important, you can get tons of traffic through there, and it's going to let Google know that because you're on a platform like that you exist, right? Everything with SEO to do on a brand new website is to let Google know that you exist. So you've done that. Afterwards, create an Instagram account. Then after that, Google My Business. Google My Business is really crucial because it's going to allow your website to be seen not just in the SERPs but in the local listings as well. It's going to let your listing be seen on Google Maps as well. So make sure you get that listing made. I'll have a video here again where it'll run you through the steps. It's not very technical at all, just very basic stuff, but go through it and you'll get a Google My Business listing. One thing we need to make sure of is though that whatever name you use for your business, so for example Biscuit Digital, we created all our listings with the title Biscuit Digital. If we have one saying Biscuit Digital SEO, Biscuit Digital web design, Biscuit Digital marketing, it's not going to let Google understand or know what brand you actually are representing. So make sure your brand name is identical in whatever platform you put your website on. Okay, whatever platform you put your business on. Okay, so we've indexed our site and we've got Facebook, Instagram and Google My Business made. What's the third thing that I normally do? So first of all, branding and identity is going to be something we're going to be coming back to again and again. But the main thing we're going to do right now is optimize our homepage for one, our brand name, and one key service that we offer. Okay, how are we going to do this? Nice and simply, we're going to use H1 tags, H2 tags, and H3 tags. So you need to optimize your landing page, your home page for your brand name and specific keywords. So we're going to show you our case study with Comfy Grass and how we did this ourselves to make sure that our page got into Google for one, our brand name, and for other keywords that we were trying to optimize for. So watch that video as well, it'll be linked up here. But for now, we're going to be talking about what you can be doing for your landing page. So we're going to first of all start by optimizing the H1, H2 and H3 tags. So these are going to be crucial to let Google know what sort of keywords your web page is catering for. So we've got H1 tags. You'll have one H1 tag on your home page. You'll have a few H2 tags and you'll have a few H3 tags. There'll be a video linked up here where I explain exactly what H1, H2 and H3 tags are in a little bit more detail. But essentially your H1 tag is your main title tag. You never have more than one on a single web page. So this should include your brand name and one main keyword that you want to be targeting. So make it niche specific, make it something to do with a service that you offer. So for example, Biscuit Digital web consultants. You can get a little bit more creative with it, just make sure that it's not too long, but it caters for your brand identity and a specific keyword, a service that you do offer. Right, Now let's move on to H2 tags. H2 tags are going to be used as subheadings for big blocks of text on your web page. So what that means is if you've got 6 or 7 tags or 6 or 7 H2 tags with 6 or 7 sort of subheadings, you're going to have 3 or 4 of those subheadings have your brand name in. The rest of them should all have niche specific keywords and keywords that you want to be optimizing for in the future. Okay, great. Now, what we're going to do after that is we're going to have H3 tags as well. So this is going to be most of the rest of the text on the page. And these H3 tags should also be catering for other keywords you want to be optimizing for. So don't overdo it. Don't repeat every single keyword that you want to optimize for over and over again, but just lightly place them strategically in places, just in our H1 tags, in your H2 tags, in your H3 tags. And make sure you've got LSIs, not exactly the same words, you've got some variations, and that's really going to help Google know exactly what your brand is, what your company is, and what keywords you want to be found for. Great. So now we've optimized our homepage. What can we do next? So the next step is going to be creating a blog. Now blogs are amazing just because it gives us a reason to create new pages for our site. It gives us a reason to provide information for our users and optimize for brand new keywords. So you can be creating a blog on pretty much anything without creating a brand new page on your website that may not seem necessary. So if you've created a blog post on web development, for example, you can create 4 or 5 different blog posts on web development. Okay, whereas it only makes sense to really have one main page for your web development service. So that's why blogs are so important. So you need to create a blog section for your website. Once you've made this, make sure that you're uploading blogs weekly, and I'll have a video linked up here where I talk about how you can get in the habit of writing blogs daily, right? But once a week at least, try and get a blog out, and this will really help in increasing the amount of keywords that your website is ranking for and Google knows your website is trying to reach out for. Okay, so we went through a few steps already. Now, this is going to be something that we love to do, and it's one of the first things that any website owner should be doing. Now, businesses often cater for a specific location, and location keywords are a great way to start keyword research as it is. So how can we start optimizing for location keywords straight away? The best way to do this is by creating location pages on your website. So if you go to Biscuit Digital, for example, in the footer we'll have Newcastle, Manchester, Leeds, and all these different cities that we cater for. After all, we are a company that provides services all over the UK, and you might be as well. But even if you're not, you can still optimize for the locations that you do provide your services for. So what you want to do is you want to create pages for each individual location that you cater for. So for example, with Biscuit Digital, we've got SEO in Newcastle. We've got a page that specifically optimizes for all our keywords in Newcastle. We've got a page that specifically optimizes for all our keywords in Birmingham. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to optimize all the keywords on that page with the specific location added on top of them as well. And it's going to allow for Google to know that, one, you provide a service in that location, and it's going to get you loads of location specific keywords. And if you don't know already, location specific keywords are a lot more low competition in general when compared to high ticket keywords in general. Since there's a lot less competition for those keywords, it's going to be a lot easier for you to rank for them, and you're going to be climbing up those ranks a lot quicker. Also, a lot of these location keywords can have higher conversion rates because often people are looking for businesses which are local. So this is a technique that you definitely need to be using and cannot miss out at all. Make sure the content on each of these location pages is 1,500 to 2,000 words. Also, make sure that you don't just copy and paste the exact same content but with different locations in on each of these pages, because Google will know that it's just the same content copied over. So switch it up a little bit, make sure it is original on each of these pages. It can be similar, but make the effort to try and make them different. Okay, there we go. We've got some great steps that you can be doing to getting your website closer to the first position on Google search engine result pages. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. It's going to really help us out. Cheers. Thank you for watching.